Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. So this is probably just going to be a quick little video. Been feeling under the weather for the last few days. There's a stomach bug going around or something up here in Pennsylvania, so caught that. Been out of commission for a few days, just getting over that, and a cold. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. But there's some things I'm trying to get done at the property now that I'm starting to feel better. Specifically up here at the lead shed, have some stuff accumulating outside that I would like to get organized and put away, as well as the culvert pipes down below. They're getting a little plugged up, been getting hit with a lot of rain over the last few weeks. Winter's pushing out, so we actually really didn't have that bad of a winter. I think we got snow a handful of times and that was it. But just all of the water and everything flowing down the creek, it's still pulling up some residual sticks from those beaver dams that I've been ripping out. So those are getting caught up, need to get those unplugged. But I'm not really going to be showing inside of the garage anymore. Not that we have anything of value in here yet. Just don't want people getting ideas or keeping track of what we have. But I will show you that this stuff right here, I've gathered up a few boxes of stone, some 2x8s, a couple 2x10s, some leftover pipe. I'd like to get that stuff out of the mud inside and put away nice. That way, hopefully in the next couple months, I can get another section of concrete added onto here, so that as I start accumulating rebar and other building material that can be outside, I have a nice dry, non-muddy place to store it, as well as some of the stuff that I brought over from our house. So really I'm just going to time-lapse through putting this stuff away, and then we'll jump down to the culvert pipes and start unplugging all that. So enjoy. So before anybody has an aneurysm, all of that stone was donated to me by one of our builders. They're great people. They had a couple boxes laying around at a few of their job sites that they didn't really feel like sending somebody out to put back into their storage facility. Said it just takes up a lot of space. They know that Rachel and I are going to be building a house here soon. They asked if I had any interest in it, and I said absolutely. So they said there's 2 boxes at this lot, there's a box at this lot, there's another box at that lot. Take whatever you want, whatever you don't want, let us know. And I said I'll take it all. Whatever you guys are getting rid of, I'll take it. Hopefully this way, whenever Rachel and I, oh boy, probably 3 or 4 years from now, when we're at the point where we're ready for stone on the side of the house, the new house, between what I'm gathering, allowed obviously to gather from job sites, plus a lot of remaining stone that we have at our house, hopefully we won't really have to buy any. If we do, then it'll probably be pretty minimal. But so far, I mean, we're our one builder is super nice, and he's been helping me out with that. I still have a ton of stone left at our house that will be over here, so I can get rid of these ratty boxes and just accumulate all of the stone into these bins I made. But mainly I wanted to get this area here cleared out, so like I said, at some point in time, hopefully in the next probably month or so, I can get this section prepped, formed, and ready for concrete. So that is the plan. I have some stuff in my truck to unload, and then we're going to go ahead and jump down to the culvert pipes. That's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so here we are down at the culvert pipes. As you can see, this one's plugged up pretty decent with a bunch of just pieces of grass and leaves, a few sticks in there. This one, kind of the same deal. You get a little bit of, you get a few sticks in there. They get tangled up on the cross bracing, all of the leaves, debris, all that stuff. It just catches, and then you're left with water that doesn't flow so good. So ever since we cleaned these out, this one hardly had any water running through it. And if you saw that video, you obviously remember that. If you didn't, here's a link. You can check that out. There was probably a foot opening on the top of this one that the water was flowing in. So all of this was underwater. Now the first time I cleaned these out, it was probably, oh boy, a year and a half ago, maybe. Something like that. But I mean, basically all of this was pretty much underwater. The beavers ran free here for the last decade or so. Nobody was here maintaining it, keeping them out of here, and they just made a mess of this area. But ever since we cleaned it up, the original path of the creek has gone back to this one for the main flow. Once we get these unplugged, there's usually very little water that actually flows into this culvert here, but you can see how nice and clear this water is, how clean it is. You can see a lot of the gravel. Now we still do have some soot and debris up here that will get washed down eventually, but ideally that's kind of what we're looking for. We want to see a nice gravelly bottom. All of these rocks on the side here are starting to show again. In a healthy creek, that's what you'll see. Nice stone on the bottom. When you start getting a lot of soot, a lot of mud, sand, usually there's something going on, whether it's, in our case it was beavers, sometimes it's builders not putting up proper silt barriers, their runoff running down, but regardless, it's always great to see a nice healthy creek. Now I do have my waders on, but in one of the videos I snagged one of the posts and tore them, so you just have to be mindful of that. But otherwise, I'm getting the camera set up again, probably just putting this on time lapse, letting it play through while I try to tackle at least one of these pipes and get the water flowing again. Okay, so I got a lot of the blockage up front here out. It's just very difficult because right here I'm about ankle deep, but then I take 2 steps forward and all of a sudden I'm up to my knee. So that tear is like a couple inches above my knee, so it makes it pretty difficult to actually get in there and get the blockage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from the other side. Hopefully it's a little bit more shallow down there at the end. I'll come in this way and start chipping away at the blockage that's caught in the middle, and I'll be able to get this one unplugged and flowing nice. I do notice a difference already. You can see the water line on the side of the pipe. It's right about there, so it's dropped probably 4 to 5 inches. So we'll just keep chipping away at her. Okay, so I'm not sure how much of that you're actually able to see, but I did get a lot of that center blockage out of there, which is really nice. Everything's flowing really good now. Still a couple spots, but I need to get some new waders. These things aren't really working too well for me. I can feel my legs pretty soaked. So yeah, I think I'm gonna take a stroll up and down this creek real quick, just to make sure we don't have any more beavers coming back making dams. If we do, we got to get them out. because they're going to affect our septic system and everything like that. So we'll go ahead and do that. So now at some point in time this year, like stuff like this tree limb, that tree that's down, I would like to get all this stuff cleaned up. Just whenever you start getting stuff like this, you get a lot of rain, it makes for just another spot to catch debris and whatnot. So just trying to risk any sort of flooding that we probably won't ever have, just because Josh and Jenny are going to be building up here. Rachel and I will be building up here. And yeah, I mean, it would take one heck of a rainstorm to flood our houses, just because it would have to flood all down here, up there. You know, it would be a lot. I doubt it would ever happen, but so far we're looking good. For anybody that wants to comment and say that beavers are good for the environment and they provide different habitats for wildlife to feed in, yeah, they're good in small doses, but when you have what we had, which was an infestation, when there was literally a dam probably every, oh boy, I don't know, 50 yards or so, this is what happens. Every single one of these trees is dead, including this big giant one. You know, they came in, and I'm actually standing on a dam that I do need to get out of here because it causes flooding right here. Just all the water draining off this hillside has nowhere to go, so it just sits here. I need to get this dam out of here. There's the creek, it'll flow into the creek, and we'll have a nice dry area up there. But back to what I was saying, you get beavers that do this much damming and, you know, trying to make their homes and everything. I get it, they need a place to live too, but they need to go somewhere else, because, you know, you have all these dead trees and everything that now present hazards. You know, they're going to blow over in rainstorms, windstorms, cause blockage in the creek, result in flooding. You know, all this dead grass around here too, that's not really good for the wildlife, because then you end up with really thick sand that, you know, a deer tries passing through, a bear tries passing through, and it basically acts like quicksand. They get stuck in it and they die. So in small doses, yes, beavers are good, but in large infestations, numbers like we had, they're actually very harmful because of all of this stuff. I've done a bunch of research into this, and I'm sure there's going to be people out there that say, no, you're wrong, but frankly, I'm the one trying to build a house here, not you, so my opinion wins. So right down past this bend is where the culvert pipes are. There used to be a really big dam right here. You can still see the top of it over there, but the beavers had this all built up. So again, all of this was flooded underwater, and it's actually pretty neat what had happened. The creek comes down over here, winds through here, and with all this being built up, it created like a nice big pool here. Now I did see a hole, I think it was over here somewhere. These were bank beavers, meaning they live in the banks, not the actual dams. But basically they had made like a nice little pond right in here, and once I got all this cleared out, it was flowing really nice. But then as I worked my way upstream, everything started getting washed down. Everything was looking real nice and healthy. You know, the top little bit of gravel and sand started washing down with it, which is good, it's what you want, but it all piled up right here. So in return, this little pond remained. So that was kind of neat. So it makes for a nice little swimming hole for the dogs, and I would say in the center it's probably close to 4 feet deep. So you know, it makes for, like I said, a nice little swimming hole for the dogs. I see some deer tracks coming down through here, gives them a nice place to come get a drink, and yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. And again, right there, we're a little bit up from that pond, but right there you can see what was a once hole for an entrance for the beavers' home in there. They have since moved on, and the creek is looking nice and healthy. Okay, everybody, so that's going to do it for me today. I'm just getting over being sick, still battling cold. Did some demo work this morning with my dad. Came up here, straightened up this side, got the culvert pipes cleaned out, and then took a little stroll down the creek. Gave you guys some information about the beavers, so if you're new to my channel, you kind of know what I've been dealing with. If you want to see more on that, you can check out one of the previous beaver dam videos. Ripped a bunch out with the machine, blew a couple up with tannerite. That was a lot of fun. There's still one more I'm gonna get. That one's gonna get the tannerite treatment, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the machine to it. I tried, got lost in the woods, and I know that sounds kind of silly, but the brush is so thick that is honestly what happened. So I'm gonna go ahead, wrap this up, lock the garage down, get home, and get back to getting some rest, because I'm still feeling it, and another good night's sleep. I'm hoping tomorrow back to 100%. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Gunpowder and Freedom. If you liked what you saw, please click the like and subscribe. Don't forget to like us on Instagram. Jeez. And also, if you haven't, don't forget to check out our shop on Etsy. We have a lot of products on there. Check it out, come back, drop me a comment, let me know what you thought about the store. I'm always looking for suggestions, that being a new venture of mine and Rachel's. You know, we're kind of relying on some feedback so that we can continue to grow it and develop it, bring new products. We have some new stuff in mind, just really haven't had a whole lot of time to get the work done, get the products made, get them listed. So yeah, any feedback on that is greatly appreciated. So thank you guys for the continued support, and I will see you next time. Thanks.